What is up, YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of Life of a Jobbing Plumber. Only two jobs in for you today. One little tiny bread and butter one, and one, well, in fact, they were both bread and butter jobs. They both were nice, sweet little plumbing jobs. Hopefully, learn some tips and tricks along the way, and hopefully, it entertains you, because that's what it's all about. I don't proclaim to be the best plumber in the world. Far from it. I just hope that these videos entertain you and you watch me instead of Coronation Street or EastEnders if you're from down south. You know what I mean? One of them. Anyway, let's get straight into it. This next one we've got is a new radiator install. There's never been a radiator there before. There's a Baxi Brasilia there at the minute. For those that don't know, it's a gas wall-mounted heater, like a space heater. It has a cast iron, not really a heat exchanger, I wouldn't have said, there's no water in it, but a cast iron block of metal and a burner. The burner heats up the cast iron and it transmits the heat, I suppose. I'm sure there's better ways of describing it, but that's what it does. They were actually really efficient back in the day. They're just ugly as sin, which you'll see on this video. So we've got to take that out because the elderly couple that's in there can't get down now to operate it. It's on the landing. Normally you won't put a radiator on the landing, but this is what they want. So I think how they used to do it is they'd have the wall heater running and they'd leave the bedroom doors and bathroom doors open, and it would just heat up the upstairs. However, the whole house had wall heaters on at one point. I've took them all out and put radiators in, bar this one. So we've got a little bit of a brick up to do outside where the flue is and a little bit of a patching up to do inside, but the radiator's going to cover most of that anyway. So not too arsed about the inside, but the outside, we're going to have to chase 3 or 4 bricks out where the flue exits and patch them back up. And I think my dad's coming to do that. I would normally do it, but he's better at it than me. He's got more patience and he's semi-retired, so he loves little bits like this. Plus you guys like to see him anyway. So yeah, the flow and return I'm hoping are on the landing where this radiator is. The boiler is underneath the bathroom, which is next to where this radiator is. However, the floor is lino and ply lined, so we're not getting under that, and we're not going from the ceiling above. So we've just got to pray to God that there is flow and return on this landing, and obviously we've got to cap the gas as well. So let's get to it. So that is what's coming out. Oh, no, it's 8mm pipe. Never mind. And the radiator going. The boiler is underneath the toilet over there, but obviously this is lining for and ply lined. We have a radiator there upstairs, so I'm hoping flow and return do that. Pull the carpet up and have a look. A good little tip is always number or label your boards. That pencil is terrible. So if we put like 2, it's 2. If we take this one up, we'll call that 3. Yeah, we'll know which way they're going back in. There's a big long one here to come up as well. There's a gas pipe. So there's our gas pipe, so we can sweat that off and either put a cap on there. Well, yeah, that's probably going to be best. No, I don't know yet. Take that out and put a cap in there basically on the gas. I'll get rid of that, and these two here are flow and returns. Not exactly landing in the greatest of places, but I'll have to work around it. It's probably going to have to be T down, and then loop back, because I don't think I'm definitely not going to be able to get a T and reducer before that joisting up. And that's what we're left with. That one's taken out from outside in. This needs filling in, sorry. Don't know what that's for. Oh, it's cutting off as well. I've just cut the gas pipe off under here. And I don't know, I've not decided how I'm going to cap it yet. I'm not going to show you how to hang a rad. I've done it many a times, but basically, because it's such a little one, I picked it up, put it against the wall with my knee, so I could try and gauge where all this is going to be hidden. Put a little mark on top of the rad where I wanted it, and obviously measured down to where it finishes on the radiator itself. And believe it or not, that screw landed in the same hole as the little Brazilian wall unit. So yeah, I've just got to drill these others, and that's ready for hanging. Then we can work out where our pipes are going. Obviously this still needs sorting out, but I'm going to wait until my dad turns up. In fact, I'll show you outside. You'll have to excuse the wind, but that's what's coming out. Customer's got 3 bricks, only 3 bricks. We needed 4 really. So we'll take out that one, that one, that one, and that ideally that top one we took out because it's covered in mortar, but that's gonna have to just stay in. There's one we did a while ago, and should be enough one along here somewhere. Oh, up there. So they're not a perfect brick match, but they do the job. So I'll put the tails in off the new valves in with rapid blue, and let that have time to set, and then I can mark down where my pipes are going to be. That's going to have to come back off again obviously to patch up behind it, but I don't think you'll be able to see very much other than looking through the grills at the top anyway. It's going to look really smart that when it's done. So I'll get these tails pasted up, liquid PTFE'd up. Still waiting for Dad. Late. Just wait till I see him. Just cut a short piece of copper to line up my hole. It's just about nicking the edge of that pipe. So I'm going to have to drill through and then angle the drill maybe, and then put a little bit of a kicked bend to bring me somewhere down here, and I'll worry about getting onto that after. But like this one, I don't know, just do one at a time. This is obviously the hardest one because there's no pipes under that one. I mean, I could have swapped the brackets round so the radiator's sticking off further off the wall. However, then you would see as you're going upstairs right behind it, and it's not decorated and stuff, so what might be a little bit more harder work for me is going to benefit the customer. Oh yes, that'll do for one. Do another square bend for that one. Don't know where I'm going to finish it, but it's half in, isn't it? Shame that's not a heating pipe, innit? What I might do with that is elbow across underneath with a kick down underneath this gas pipe, and then straight into this with a T, this 15mm. That's the plan with that one. Again, worry about that one later, just do one at a time. But for now I need to go and find a drain off on the heating system and drain this upstairs down. Oh my god, you can't even see it, that's past. No earth bonding on this. I lost the bloody meter nipple, didn't I? It fell down the back of the meter and ended up, well, there's 2 holes, 2 more of them holes underneath there. It's dropped down there and underneath the sodding floor. Had to get her back up out of the van. For God's sake. Whee! Always spray the handle as well, the valve, shut off valve. Sometimes they can pass after you've used them. So I've drained the heating, well I've not. I took the pressure off downstairs and shut off the 2 rads upstairs in the hope that the water will hold back. I'll get this elbow probably, well I'll get a piece of pipe prepped in with the bend on before cutting into that. Got the folding bucket and plumb tubs. Can go get the wet vac if needed, but there's only be dregs in the pipework anyway. This is the beauty of that press. I don't need to empty the pipework fully. As you can just see, the gas has been tested and done. I only had a 8 to 15mm reducer like that, and I didn't want to be messing around taking all this out. No water there at all. Hopefully it's holding back anyway. We'll cut this off. I've already pressed that lot up. Needs just some movement to get this tea in. Right, now I've got to try and just press that one up. It shouldn't be a problem. With one hand it will be. Just going to paste up this valve and tighten it up, shut off the actual lock shield. I'm putting the lock shield on this side just because it'd be easier for the customer to reach from the stairs on that one. They won't have to bend down, if that makes sense. But I'll tighten this up just to keep it in position. But obviously this radiator's got to come back off yet when we get the flue out, so I can patch up behind it. So yeah, it'll be coming back out again. I'm not going to film this bit because I'll bore you all to death with pipework, but basically what I'm going to do is spin that round out so I can get access to it. Press the elbow on straight like that, and then just literally tee straight into there. It's not actually too hard. I can see the wood for the trees now. And yeah, then I'll get that valve on, isolate it, open up these two rads, fill the system back up, and then we know we're done here, so I can start putting the floor back down before my dad turns up for knocking this hole out, which I hoped would be sometime now. However, he's got to chisel out some bricks, so that would have been incredibly annoying for you guys listening to that whilst I was doing this pipework. So it's worked in all right. So I did it exactly how I told you I was going to do it, with an elbow pressed down out of position, then fished it back under. That's done, it's off. So we'll get the boiler repressurised up now to test our pipework. And before I start putting the floorboards back down and stuff, if my dad's not here by then, I'm going to start chiselling out the brickwork. Because then when he turns up and starts patching back up, I can then put the boards back down and stuff, so we both finish it at the same time. If that makes sense. Right, Dad's here now. Obviously the flue's just gone, so we're ready for patching that back up. I've just got like a little bit of a breeze block to put in position, foam it up, and then plaster over the top of it. That is just the way, that's what's happening. I ain't chasing the bricks out on this side as well. Boards are back down, just nail that gripper rod down, carpet can go back down, and then I can sheet up for sorting out this. That's the plan. You should have been a bricky, Dad. Radiator's back on now. Dad's just putting some pressure in. You can't tell, but it is filled and patched up behind there. I'll show you the outside in a minute. Just get this filled up, some pressure back in it, give the heating a test, and get paid. It's full already. It is the baby radiator though. So whilst we wait for the heating to kick back in, I'll just show you where Dad's done. It's just up there. You can't even see it, can you? That's because it's not. It's there. We can just see the wet motor. It looks actually worse on the camera than it does in real life. This is what I meant about them being able to reach the thermostat nice and easy whilst they're walking up the stairs. Belting, red hot. The only downfall is where the old gas pipe used to come through the floor. Oh, you can see a little bit of paper under there. I'm gonna get moided out for that, aren't I? Fingers though, I had to keep it that high because you'd be able to see it from the top, so it's catch-22. I did say get a taller radiator, but no. See what I mean? You can actually see the top through the grill. I can see the old paper, so it's one of them things. I'm gonna have to argue the toss was it's just one of them things. But yeah, looks miles better that. That concludes another little job, so I'll get on to the next one. Hope you enjoyed this one. I think that's your problem. Sometimes it's just easier to turn stop tap off. Beautiful. I've got 3/8 thread and 1/2 inch thread. Side entry. Wash it on. The way of the cable, that's all I was messing around with then. Knit this up and swap the fab washer. God, it's a pain to get onto that. Always replace your fibre washers, they aren't very forgiving. New fibre washer on now. Now I've just got to watch not to cross thread this plastic and brass. Serves myself right because I'm being tight. I say I've actually got a brass 4-in-1 in the van, but I thought with this being nice and easy, accessible and visible, it shouldn't be too difficult. She's on. Wish me luck that I haven't cross threaded that bugger. I like to gamble. This would have made quite an interesting job. I was called out to a leak on this kitchen sink. Customer couldn't figure out where it was coming from. But if you look, I don't know if it's picking up on the camera. It's cracked all the way along there. So basically I said you need a new sink however I can. CT1 it up for now and see how it goes. And that was about 8 months ago. And she said it's been fine since. Right, let's turn this bugger back on and run upstairs. So far so good. Let's drop that water level. See where that filling finishes. So that's another little one completed. Bread and butter jobs then. When she inquired, she said the toilet's in a concealed unit. I was thinking, oh my god, no. Didn't want to have to take the toilet out. But when it was a side entry fill valve, that was the fault. Nice and easy job. Keep them as van stock. Like I said, I had both brass and plastic shanked ones in. The brass one's only about £2-3 more. I'm just being penny pinching. No, to be honest, I bought a load of brass ones cheap. Not brass ones, plastic ones really cheap. They were on offer. I suspect they were someone trying to get rid of the old stock, and I just need to use all them up really. I think I've only got 2 left, and then the rest of them I'll be continuing with brass because it just makes life easier. It took me longer trying to get the thread started on that tap connector than doing the whole job. So you live and learn, don't you? Cheap is not always best. Yeah, that concludes this episode. Just 2 jobs in for you this week. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to click that like button. Consider subscribing if you haven't done already. It's absolutely free. Drop me a comment down below. I try and reply back to every single one of you. I do read every single one. It's just sometimes life gets in the way and I can't reply back to every single one of you. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.